The 6,219th meeting of the Security Council is called to order. The provisional agenda for this meeting is before the Council in document S/agenda S6219, which reads, and I quote, "The situation concerning Iraq," end of quote. Unless I hear any objection, I shall consider the agenda adopted. The agenda is adopted. Pursuant to the decision taken at the 6,218th meeting of the Security Council, I invite the representative of Iraq to participate in the consideration of the item without the right to vote, in accordance with the relevant provisions of the Charter and Rule 37 of the Council's Provisional Rules of Procedure. The Security Council will now begin its consideration of item 2 of the agenda. The Security Council is meeting in accordance with the understanding reached in its prior consultations. Members of the Council have before them document S/2009/585, which contains the report of the Secretary-General pursuant to paragraph 6 of Resolution 1883/2009. After consultations among members of the Security Council, I have been authorized to make the following statement on behalf of the Council, and I quote, "The Security Council reaffirms its commitment to the independence, sovereignty, unity and territorial integrity of Iraq and emphasizes the importance of the stability and security of Iraq for its people, the region and the international community. The Security Council reaffirms its full support for the Special Representative of the Secretary-General, Ad Melkert, and the United Nations Assistance Missions for Iraq in advising, supporting and assisting the Iraqi people and government to strengthen democratic institutions, advance inclusive political dialogue and national reconciliation, facilitate regional dialogue, aid vulnerable groups, strengthen gender equality, promote the protection of human rights, including through the work of the Independent High Commission for Human Rights, promote the protection of children, and promote judicial and legal reform." The Security Council encourages UNAMI's continued work in coordination with the government of Iraq to help create conditions conducive to voluntary, safe, dignified and sustainable return of Iraqi refugees and internally displaced persons, and welcomes further attention to this issue by all concerned. The Security Council underscores UNAMI's important role in supporting the Iraqi people and government to promote dialogue, ease tension and develop a just and fair solution for the nation's disputed internal boundaries, and calls upon all the relevant parties to participate in an inclusive dialogue to this end. The Security Council welcomes the agreement reached on 8th of November in the Iraqi Council of Representatives on amendments to the Electoral law of Iraq, which will allow for parliamentary elections to take place in January 2010, as stipulated by the Constitutional Court of Iraq. The Security Council emphasizes UNAMI's efforts to assist the Iraqi government and the Independent High Electoral Commission in the development of processes for holding elections. The Security Council strongly endorses UNAMI's continued assistance to the Iraqi people and government in preparation for the Iraqi national parliamentary elections planned for January 2010. The Security Council endorses the Secretary-General's appeal to all political blocs and their leaders in Iraq to demonstrate true statesmanship during the election campaign and participate in a spirit of national unity. The Security Council underlines its condemnation in the strongest terms of the series of terrorist attacks that occurred on 19th August and 25th October 2009 in Baghdad, which caused numerous deaths, injuries and damage, including to Iraqi government institutions. The Security Council reiterates its deep condolences to the families of the victims and reaffirms its support for the people and the government of Iraq and its commitment to Iraq's security. The Security Council reaffirms the need to combat threats to international peace and security caused by terrorist acts by all means in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, ensuring that measures taken to combat terrorism fully comply with all obligations under international law, in particular international human rights, refugee and humanitarian law. The Security Council welcomes the recent visit of UN officials to Iraq for preliminary consultations related to Iraq's security and sovereignty. The Council encourages the Secretary-General's efforts in this regard, including the possibility of facilitating technical assistance through the UN Counter-Terrorism Committee Executive Directorate. This statement will be issued as a document of the Security Council under the symbol S/PRST/2009/30. The Security Council has thus concluded the present stage of its consideration of the item on its agenda. The meeting is adjourned.